up, you guys? My name is Kylie. Welcome to my YouTube channel. As you can see by the title, today I'm going to be talking about 10 movies that I've seen more than 10 times. I got inspiration to do this because as we're all self-isolating and whatnot, we're all probably watching a lot of movies, and I have been rewatching a couple of my favorites, so I wanted to talk about a couple of them today. These aren't in any particular order of my favorites or anything like that, so just a heads up. So the first movie on this list is Fired Up. This movie came out in 2009, and it's about two football players that, in an attempt to sleep with a lot of girls, go to cheerleading camp over the summer, and it's a comedy. It honestly has a lot of the early 2000s really raunchy humor. If you can just step back and realize that for the time those types of jokes were acceptable, then you might enjoy it. I think it's really funny. Nothing about it is super overtly sexist. It's just heavily shot through the male gaze, and you'll notice it very much. Also, the gay character in the movie is a little bit problematic, but aside from those things, it's one of the most hilarious movies I've ever seen, and I highly recommend it. The next movie, or movies I should say, is all the Harry Potter movies, just the whole Harry Potter franchise. Like I've mentioned before in my collection videos, I'm a huge Harry Potter nut, Deathly Hallows tattoo, so I honestly don't even know how many times I've seen all the movies. I've watched all of them at least 10 times. Literally all 8 of them I have seen at least 10 times each. And I think it goes without saying, but those are extremely enjoyable and fun movies. Great storyline, great cast, just overall a very fun universe to be involved in, and since we're all in isolation, you have time to watch all of them. Have a marathon. The next movie I want to talk about is Kingsman from 2015. This movie is such a fun and awesome action movie, mainly due to the cinematography and the great acting. I highly recommend it. It's also very funny, and it's pretty long. I think it's over 2 hours long, which is awesome because all 2 hours are filled with amazing content. I highly recommend it. The fourth movie I want to talk about is Roman Holiday. This movie came out in 1953. It stars the lovely Audrey Hepburn, who we love. Who doesn't love Audrey Hepburn? It's actually a romantic comedy, and even though it's from 1953, it's really not problematic at all, and I feel that it's very ahead of its time, like way ahead of its time, and all the comedy actually holds up. It's still very funny, which is surprising because obviously almost 70 years later, comedy has certainly changed, but it does hold up, and it's a very sweet story. Makes me cry a little bit, but it's lovely. I highly recommend it. It's a classic. If you've never seen it, definitely watch it. The next movie on this list is the polar opposite, Ice Age. Just all the Ice Age movies, honestly. There's 5 of them. My favorite is Ice Age Dawn of the Dinosaurs. It's the third one. If you don't want to sit through all of them, just please check out the third one. It's one of the best children's movies ever. It features a sloth, a saber-toothed tiger, and a mammoth that are all best friends. And the sloth finds some dinosaur eggs, some giant T-Rex eggs, and he decides to steal them and become their mother. Have I not convinced you yet? Go watch it. Number 6 on this list is Up from 2009. I think we all know this movie. I think we all love this movie, but I don't even know how many times I've seen it. It's a movie that I can watch when I'm feeling great. It's a movie I always watch when I'm feeling sad. It just has all the emotions, and it's so sweet. It's one of Pixar's best. I just highly recommend it. Don't have a ton to say. Next on this list is Christopher Robin from 2018. This movie I feel like was so underrated for its time. For a Disney movie, it only made like between $30 and $40 million or something, which is not very much for Disney. It's frustrating. I love Winnie the Pooh. It was such a sweet and well done story. If it's been in the back of your mind and you always kind of wanted to see it but you haven't gotten around to it, just please do it now. Number 8 on this list is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory from 2005. This movie I had to put on this list because when I was a child, I watched this movie probably once a month. I don't know how many times I've seen it. It's one of my absolute favorites. I love Tim Burton. I love Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter. It had all the ingredients for a delicious mixture, and it's so fun and colorful. It's a great movie. Next on this list is another Tim Burton movie, which is Alice in Wonderland from 2010. This is one of my favorite movies of all time. It's so fun. It reminds us to wonder and to play and to embrace life and all these good things. And the sequel to it, Alice Through the Looking Glass, is equally as fantastic, just as beautiful, just as fun. Also, Johnny Depp and Helena Bonham Carter. Just very good, very important movies. Definitely watch them. And number 10 and last on this list is The Ring from 2002. I had to put a horror movie on here. I've mentioned several times on my channel already, but The Ring is one of my favorite movies of all time, and not just favorite horror movies, favorite movies of all time. Directed by Gore Verbinski, he has such an eye for shots and just setting up beautiful, aesthetically pleasing shots to look at, and I love it. It's also paced incredibly well, acted very well, love the color scheme. I can't get enough of it. I just showed it to my dad the other night too. It's just a fantastic movie. So this was a short video, but I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope that you have some good movie recommendations to go watch now. Again, my name is Kylie. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope I see you on the next one. Bye!